Welcome to Top 5 Fit. Um, we're talking about dieting and results, real world results, and what's actually happening. We started this channel to basically create information and have information that people can go to improve their programming, their training, have a better understanding of what they're doing when they're in the gym. Um, Obviously getting in front of the camera kind of thing started making me aware of my own body issues and whatnot. And being a 43-year-old man, it's like, okay, well, let's see if we can drop a little bit of weight and follow suit and do what everybody else is doing. So I called in a good personal friend and client's husband who is a competitive eating monster, and he walks around with a six-pack. And he is also very good with the macro dieting. He's been doing it for a long time. He dropped from about 300, 315 pounds down to basically a, lifting, eating machine. So I tapped into him and asked him, what do you think? And he gave me some numbers to clarify how I am with daily numbers. I got 3 kids. I don't even test my fish tanks. So I tend to just do everything off of feel and how it looks. So that is thus far the approach to the information that I got from this gentleman. And what I have noticed since we started, one, with the concept of intermittent fasting, I am trying to narrow the window when I am actually consuming a certain amount of calories. We determined that I need about 3,000 to 3,500 calories per day. There is kind of an odd factor into all of this. I do way more cardio than a 240, 250 pound man usually would. And it's mainly because I work with people that run marathons, do triathlons, and I have a really hard time talking to somebody about what they're doing and whether or not it's going to improve their outcome and results if I have no clue of what they're actually going through. So I tend to put myself in events that my own clients are doing just to have an inside, feel of what's going on. So the amount of cardio that I actually get done, especially at peak seasons, has an effect obviously on how I'm consuming calories, how I'm using them, where they're going, that kind of thing, as well as obviously hormonal changes. Cortisol levels go up and down, which obviously can be, make you prone to putting on body weight, body fat. And that's what we're trying to get rid of. So focusing in on the macronutrients as well as narrowing the window when I'm actually consuming those nutrients, that's kind of the focus right now. We are basically into day 3. Yesterday had a fairly strong workout. The the guidance given for what to do and how to do it when in the weight room, make sure you do not sacrifice the maximum amount of load, but we want to bring the rep count down or even the set count down if we start to notice any kind of energy drop. Don't sacrifice strength as much as reps, because it's easier to build reps than it is to build strength. So keeping that concept in mind and coupling it with the fact that there was somebody really cute in the gym and I pushed it too hard. I'm sore, I'm depleted, I'm slightly dizzy, but it's day 3. So I'm imagining there's quite a few chemical changes going on. I will say this as far as home activity, outside gym activity, which I don't think people talk about enough. I have been going ape shit. It's fall, you got to clean up leaves, you're cleaning out the garage, you're moving. I mean, some people are, some of you are sitting on your duffs and not doing anything, but this is what I have to do. So this is all what factors into why I feel like crap on this diet right now. Now, obviously, we will revisit this later down the road, talk about what results and what I'm experiencing, so on and so forth. But as of right now, day 3, I feel like crap. However, I'm getting a lot done. So there is something to sustained energy and keeping yourself busy during the hours that you're actually not supposed to be eating. By the way, I have a tendency to wake up at about 4:45, 4 o'clock in the morning. Don't usually get to bed till about 10, sometimes 11 o'clock. So we're talking about a 16-hour workday. That is 16, maybe plus or minus an hour. That was determined to be a big part of the problem as far as why the weight was not coming off as fast as I want. grazing over 16 hours and giving the body, the last 6 hours or so, 8 hours to try to change, to try to drop weight, to try to develop muscle. It just wasn't working out. So basically, I'm not taking in my first meal until closer to like 9, 10 o'clock, and then still focusing on getting in the 3,000 to 3,500 calories, but it's in that smaller window. So that's a major change. Side notes, and I read this in a research article a long time ago, which of course I can't really cite right now because it's not like I remember the sources of every article that I read, but there is supposedly this tendency in China for people to drink 3 to 4 glasses of water at the top of every day, and it's great for digestion and resetting the good flora and bacteria in your intestines and moving things through and so on and so forth. So that's been happening. Interesting thing with that, the minute I finish the 4th glass, obviously you have to go to the bathroom kind of thing, but it's almost the same reaction as the pre-workouts that I take. There is definitely a slight rush, and I don't really know, if you're just getting a hydration flush from fasting the night before, but it's a pickup. So as far as whether or not it can benefit you, as a 43-year-old dude making change, give it a shot. Worst comes to worst, it's helping you get close to that gallon and a half of water that you should be consuming on a daily basis anyway. So that's that. Day 3, macro dieting, intermittent fasting. What happens with a older family man type that's not on steroids, and what's going to happen moving forward. Just giving you the day-by-day, play-by-play. If you have any questions, you want to know more detail about what I'm actually doing and why I'm doing it, feel free to throw that in the comment box below. Please look for our exercise videos as well, because ultimately that's what helps you develop your programming, make sure that it's as detailed as you can possibly get it. So thanks again.